What is up, guys? Recoil here, and this is the best DMR in Battlefield 4. So, I haven't been using the DMRs too much. This video is definitely a little bit later than the other videos. Now, whether DMRs are a relevant gun and are good in Battlefield 4 is a totally different topic of discussion. The new update has helped the DMRs substantially, and this episode will be presented with all the latest stats. So the new update is included in these stats. So the best DMR in the game is the Ace 53 SV. Now before you comment, and I usually say in my best videos, before you comment, at least listen to my reasoning so we can have an intelligent discussion rather than just you calling me a retard. This is a little different though. In other best of videos, I've pretty much stood by my choice and used a lot of stats to back it up. Now the DMRs are pretty different, simply because the Ace 53 barely wins. If someone was to comment and say, look, I think the best DMR in the game is the MK Mod 11, I would have literally no disagreement. The DMRs are all so similar that it really evolves into how it feels for you, how this gun acts and behaves, and how you respond to that, and it really does matter the feel of the gun. Now what I mean is, just simply think of different gun categories. Think of the assault rifles, alright? They're all assault rifles, just like these are all DMRs. In the assault rifle category, you have something like the FAMAS, and you have the SAR-21. Think of how monumentally different those two guns are. The FAMAS is a 1,000 rounds per minute close quarters machine, absolutely recoiling everywhere and spraying tons of lead, whereas the SAR-21 is an accurate laser beam that can kill guys fully automatic from far away. And those are both considered assault rifles. You don't really have that massive disparity, and different wildcards and stuff when you're talking about the DMRs. All the DMRs are pretty darn similar. Now, of course, the SKS feels a lot different than the MK Mod 11, for example, but again, all the DMRs are pretty much the same gun. They all own, the lowest rounds per minute is 260, and the highest is 333. That's not that much of a difference. You're really basically, again, it's all goes down to really minute changes, and a lot of it is the feel of the gun. And for me, the Ace 53 simply feels the best. Some advantages that it has: first, highest magazine size in class at 26. The next highest is going to be 21, and most of them have 21. Now, for some of the guns like the Ace 21 CQB, it has like a 5-round advantage, and it makes a difference, but not that much. The thing is, with the damage that you're dealing with the DMRs, 5 rounds is a kill. It's pretty much guaranteed to be kill, maybe 2. And that makes a big difference with this gun, that you can potentially get 1 or 2 more kills before being forced to reload. With something like, again, the Ace 21 CQB, 5 more rounds there. If you're at medium range, your rounds are doing pretty minimal damage. It's likely that you're going to miss a few. It may result in a kill, may not. 5 rounds with a DMR is more than enough to get a kill in most circumstances. So there is definitely an advantage there. The second advantage that I really like about the Ace 53 SV is that it has a high damage model. Now what I mean is there's 2 damage models for the DMRs. The high damage model is 45 maximum damage out to 15 meters. Now after that, it's going to slope down to 38 minimum damage at 80 meters and beyond. Now, all of the DMRs possess this damage model except for 2, and the 2 that don't are the QBU-88 and the SKS. These present a lower damage model at 43 maximum damage out to 8 meters, then sloping down to 34 minimum damage at 60 meters and beyond. So having the high damage, especially if you're using something like a 3.4 or 4 times scope, where suddenly you have a lot of range on people and going for headshots are going to become a possibility, having as high damage as possible, I really feel like that is a huge advantage, and that's why one of the reasons I like the Ace 53. Now, another great thing about this gun is this recoil. It has 0.5 up, 0.3 left and right. Now that may seem high, and it is high compared to other guns, but you are going to be shooting single fire, remember, so this will not be as substantial as it seems. Now, let's compare it to another gun, for example, the M39 EMR. It has the same damage model, less rounds in a magazine, and its recoil pattern is 0.7 up and 0.4 left and right. So that's going to be a pretty substantially recoiling gun. Now, it does have better rounds per minute, but there you go. Shoots faster, recoils more. That's a recipe for disaster. That's not necessarily a good thing. Now, a lot of these recoil patterns are pretty strange, and again, feel is a lot in part of this. And what again, going into feel, is the Ace-53, for me, it acts like, and I really enjoy that it acts like this, it acts like if I need to shoot fast, it's there for me. Now, a lot of the other DMRs, and for example, I would point out the Scar HSV. Now again, Scar HSV, totally capable DMR, but I felt that when I was using it, and I had to go full auto, when suddenly a guy popped up in front of me, like from a hill or something, and I had to shoot fast to kill him because there is no other way, it seemed like it would negate me, that it would punish me for that. It seemed like I would be shooting around him, or the recoil was a little bit more difficult to manage, and it would just be a disaster. The Ace-53 really feels like that if you need to go fast, if you need to shoot at the 260 rounds per minute threshold, which is the rate of fire for the Ace-53, that it is there for you, that it will not miss, and it will still stay accurate. I was honestly shocked that I was getting extremely long range kills shooting decently fast with iron sights on the Ace-53, whereas with some of the other DMRs it was very difficult to do that. I would have to space out my shots a lot more because I found the recoil was a lot more punishing, and I don't necessarily know what that's about because the recoil patterns for these guns, not many are just blatantly worse than the Ace-53. Again, it comes down to feel a lot. I just feel like the Ace-53 acts well in all scenarios. It does possess some statistical advantages, having high damage, having a pretty high bullet velocity at 560. That's not the highest, but it is one of the higher ones. A lot of them shoot slower. And having a best-in-class magazine size and is definitely an advantage. So, again with the DMRs, please don't, go full force disagreeing with me because I totally respect everyone's opinion in this. If you haven't used the Ace-53, I would absolutely recommend it. I do believe it is the best DMR in the game. However, it barely wins. All the DMRs are so similar, and just being able to get used to one even and use it and recognize the recoil pattern is going to make you very efficient with that DMR. Whatever one you pick, if you just use it and stick it out, get some attachments for it, you're going to be pretty lethal with that gun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and as always, have a good day.